sun is shining in Las Vegas, which can mean only one thing: it's a pool day. Yes, we are starting the day a little bit later as we did go and have some breakfast and did some running around. So it is about 12 o'clock. So we are going to be checking out the pool here at the Cromwell, which is going to be Drais. This is typically known as to be a day club. So if you are staying here, you do have to be 21 up in order to check out this pool. That said, you can also check out the pool at Caesars if you obviously don't hit the requirements, or you can check out the pool at the Flamingo as well. We're gonna check out the pool Drais today, just because I've never been there. Don't know how long we're gonna really stay there, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not really like a day club party guy anymore. I'm a little too old for that. But because this is a day club, all the basically areas to sit, you either gotta get a cabana or rent a day bed or whatever the case is. So we're not gonna do that. We are gonna try and just go check it out and see what we can do without having to pay too much. That said, because of this, I am just gonna be bringing something like this to put my phone, my ID, my credit card, room key, stuff like that, in order to not carry around too much stuff basically. And if I do go in the pool, at least this will keep everything dry. Anyway, all that being said, let's go check out Drais. So I didn't bring any of my stuff with me because I didn't know what, how they would be searching and everything. They do check you as you come in. It's basically like going into a nightclub. They are not playing around when it comes to the chairs. There are some that if you are a hotel guest that you can use, but you have to be a hotel guest, and there's not many. There's maybe like 10. So maybe best to get down there early. We are here on a Thursday afternoon. It's pretty quiet, to be honest with you. One of the pools is actually closed. I don't know why, but it's closed. But yeah, otherwise it's cool vibe in here. Like, it's again very quiet, but there's the views are fantastic. Like, we're right on the corner here. We can see like all of Las Vegas Strip. Really, really nice. Music's pretty fun. Like, I can definitely imagine if you are into the party scene that this is definitely going to be something that you're going to enjoy. Like, the party and drink and club, dance, whatever. But for us, just to chill on the day beds, get some sun. That's all we really wanted. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a little bit, see how it goes. They got the Dole Whips, you guys. They even have a espresso vanilla with brown butter bourbon. Oh my god. All right, you guys, I think we might have to call it. It's way too hot. My phone actually keeps not working because it says it's overheating. So I think we might actually need to leave. But just one more little fun fact before we left. If you guys have watched the second US season of Love Island, this is actually where it was filmed. So if you go back to that, you'll see that this is where basically the villa was, because it was very COVID-y at the time. So, there was no islands or anything like that you were going to. It was all basically right here. Anyway, just a little fun fact for you. But anyway, we're gonna go back to the room, try and cool off, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts of Drais Dayclub Pool. Alrighty, so finally cooled down after that pool experience. Honestly, guys, that was really, really hot. I guess also, being the fact that you're on a rooftop. I mean, it's not the tallest building on the strip, but being on a rooftop, being, surrounded by like glass, you're sort of cooking in a way. But yeah, it was very, very hot up there. We didn't stay up there too long. Like I said, my phone started overheating, so I tried to get as much footage as I could before basically it just stopped working. So it was that hot. We checked the temperature. It was about 100, about 105 Fahrenheit. So about 40-ish Celsius. So very, very hot, very sunny. The vibe there was cool. Like, so we went there on a weekday. So Drais is known for being a day club and a nightclub, and there also is an after hours in here as well. If you are a hotel guest, as mentioned, you can use the day club and nightclub. You don't have to pay cover. You do need to pay cover for the after hours, I believe. But yeah, so we were able to go right in there. I was told that there was no chairs available originally for hotel guests, that you had to pay for them, but there were some free ones. There weren't many though, so you have some day beds that were sort of facing the, like sort of running parallel to the strip, like that wall against the glass. And those were for hotel guests, those were free. So we just laid out on that one for a little bit. They were definitely being strict though with people who were on ones that they shouldn't have been on. Like, for example, there were some other day beds that had umbrellas. Ours didn't have any umbrellas.
The ones that did have umbrellas were ones you had to pay for, and there were people using them that were hotel guests and were told to move actually because they hadn't paid for them. One of the pools was closed. When I did look at the water, looked a little murky, so I'm guessing maybe they put some kind of chemicals in it or something. So they just had the one pool open, unfortunately, and it was a very small pool. And a fair amount of people kind of crowded in there, so I didn't actually end up going in, so I can't attest to the water temperature or anything. Cody was gonna go in, but quite honestly, yeah, we just kind of were like, let's get out of here. It's way too hot. So anyway, we threw in the towel very quickly. I say that we were probably down there for about half an hour. The music was fun. It was kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like songs you've heard before, but not the version you've heard, if that makes sense. So there was like a song by Bruno Mars that, well, originally was by Bruno Mars, but was being sung by somebody else. It's sort of like a little bit of a different kind of vibe musically, but they were using the same kind of like lyrics and stuff. But anyway, you'll recognize the songs. You'll just be like, oh, isn't this so-and-so? Like, isn't this a Sam Smith song that's now just sounds like it's being played by a xylophone? Still cool though. We had fun down there. We didn't end up getting any drinks. The one bar that we saw was not open. They did have something that looked really interesting. They had a couple different Dole Whips, the usual one with rum, and they had one with like a, what was it? Brown butter bourbon, I think it was, with like a vanilla espresso kind of Dole Whip. That sounded really good, and I'm actually kind of glad we didn't get that. We did have one server kind of coming around, but for the time that we were down there, she never came over to us. Quite honestly though, like it was way too hot. Like you saw a lot of people throwing in the towel. When we got down there weren't too many people, and by the end of it, everyone was kind of just like dipping. So I could definitely see this place being fun. If you are into the day club scene, I think this would be a fun place to party. I mean, you can see the DJ booth. I know this weekend they've got some cool performers coming up. Quite often you'll see people here like I believe Tyga. Who else would I see? A lot of like sort of various other like hip hop artists you'll probably see that you'll recognize. So you will see some decent named performers, and it's a small place too. So if you are into those types of musical acts, you'll definitely be up close and personal, which is pretty cool. Once again though, like me personally, it's personal preference. I'm not super into the day club scene. I never really did in my Vegas times, and even nightclubs now. I'm kind of like past that a little bit. So I probably wouldn't be for someone like me, but that's not to say that anybody else would. Even my age would still probably want to hit it up. But I would say it's probably more so for people in their like mid-20s ish. Again, the hotel guests are able to use other pools. So if you are staying at the Cromwell, you can use the pools at Flamingo and Caesars. So, just keep that in mind as well. You do need to be 21 up in order to use this pool. So make sure you are of age. They will be checking ID. They will be using the scanners all over your body and everything to make sure you're not sort of smuggling anything in there, which is good. Like I said, we just use these little things here. You can get these on Amazon. I mean, you can buy these probably from places on the strip as well, but I would just suggest buying some from Amazon. They're handy to throw your phone in. Cody has his passport in his. I put my ID, my hotel card in there. But I mean, they clip closed and everything, so you can actually wear these in the pool, and they're safe. They're not going to get your stuff wet, so it's handy to keep, especially if you aren't going to rent a day bed or anything, and you still want to keep yourself obviously with you, because you are going to need ID. You are going to need some stuff. If you're going to be buying drinks and stuff, you're going to need a credit card, right? So these are handy. I would strongly recommend picking up a couple of these. We bought like a 3-pack of them, I think, for like $15, $10. They were cheap anyway. So yeah, check out Amazon. I would strongly suggest doing that before buying on the strip. You'll save yourself some money. As mentioned though, if the spot's right for you, I would definitely say if you are into the day club scene, if you are probably in your like mid-20s and into like some of the hip hop artists that will be performing there, yeah, I would say it's probably a good Jay Sean? No. Big Sean. That's the one, Big Sean. I was trying to think of there was another person there that I saw an ad for that I know, and I completely spaced. Anyway, Big Sean, I believe, is also performing this weekend. But they rotate out, in and out, the people that are here. And like I said, you'll more than often than not will recognize who's going to be performing. But anyway, yes, if you're into those performers, you're into the day club scene, this is definitely a cool place to hang out. It's not the biggest place, but it's still a cool vibe. It's cool being that high up, and you're protected still. You got glass all around you. You got the strip all around you, which is really cool to obviously check out as well. We really enjoyed that. The views were fantastic. Just be careful, obviously, if you are coming here in a hot month like August, for example, like we are currently in. You definitely want to make sure that you are hydrated. Definitely want to make sure you got your sunscreen on. You're protected, because there's not a whole lot of places to be protected. If you want to obviously rent like your own little cabana, there's some that actually have their own little pools and everything too, which are really, really cool, because like I said, the pools are quite small. So having your own pool, you gotta think, my thing with day clubs is like, you're drinking, you're partying, and you're in a pool. not being funny, but like, how often are you leaving the pool when you're at pier or whatever, right? Like, think about it. I know they do some tests for some of these pools, and yeah, I don't know. Not really something I really want to be a part of, if I'm honest. But anyway, not gonna yuck anybody else's yum. If you are into the pool scene, I'm sure if, you know, I was 10 years younger, I'd probably be all about it as well. But anyway, that is probably gonna do it for my, you know, my experience at Drais. As I said, we weren't there for too long just because it was way too hot. The phone overheated, so I couldn't get a ton of footage, but I did my best for you guys because I always do. If you guys have any questions though, please don't hesitate to leave them below. Obviously, it's helpful for other travelers, so they probably have the same questions as you guys do. It's also helpful for me because any interaction you guys have with my channel, whether you're, you know, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, it all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel. It's totally free for you, and it really helps me keep delivering this free content to you. Once again, it's been Daniel Spotlight, Viva Las Vegas, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.